What can be preventing your progress from point A to point B might just be excuses. I have a reason to give more than a million excuses as regarding my own academic journey in making academic progress. But one thing that you should do for yourself is that even if the school system is failing, even if the lecturers are not necessarily doing their job, they are not teaching well, they are not sharing their lectures, they are not sharing their materials, their lecture slides, even if the school system is rigid and the school system is, it is a mess or on its way to shambles, the thing is that your results will still carry your name. There will not be any excuses to your results as to why you didn't pass that course. There is more than a million excuses you could have give. I wrote in my book Best in Academia, and I wrote something that actually resonated with my mind, that was actually thought provoking to me. I wrote that you have more than a million reasons to give excuses, but just know that your results, your academic results, will still carry your name. And I akin this to life in general. We say life is not fair. You know, it is not always proportional. That the race is not always to the swift, the battle is not always to the strong, riches is not always to men of skill. But I would say that irrespective, you cannot give excuse, because at the end of the day, it is still you and your results. Your results will still carry your name. And the same thing I applied to my academics, that at the end of the day, if they check my results, they will still see my name. So I have to do everything to protect my name. I don't care about the failed system. I don't care about the lecturers not doing it, not doing their job or not doing well. Or I just have to do everything I can to protect my name. That's okay. If I'm to see my name and I'm to see my results, it will still be excellence. Let's have a heart to heart talk. There are some times that you would read and it will look as if nothing is entering your head, like you're not understanding anything. There are also sometimes that you would want to be motivated to do a particular goal or to attain a particular goal, and it's like the motivation you are looking for it, you're looking for external motivation, you're looking for external validation to be driven to wanting to achieve your desire. You want to achieve your goal, you want to become successful, whether in your academics or in any endeavor that you do. I would say one of the things that you would need is mastering your own strategy. Mastering your own strategy. Knowing what drives you, knowing what works for you. I'm the kind of person that's anything that I cannot cross against or I cannot handle, I would leverage it as an opportunity to fulfill my purpose. I wrote this in more details in Best in Academia. How many of you can remember those times that you feel like it is just so unfair because you taught somebody a particular topic that you know so well, and at the end of the day, when the result came out, you saw your score and you saw the person's score, and you were like, "What is happening? What is this?" You know, I would say that impact most times it is not proportional to how much we know, but how much we give. So if you're in that position and you are wondering why it seems to be that anytime you help somebody, the person tends to do better than you, than yourself. That is actually real impact. And I want you to think about that. That is real impact. And I think I expanded on this further in Best in Academia. I expanded on this further out. I talked about how to balance things out, because at the end of the day, for me, most of the time, I do teach some people a particular concept, and I would get, of course, far mark or far grades um, than them. Why? For sometimes they would actually do better than me, and I would still feel the same. I would still feel the same way. I would still be happy the same way, because I believe in lasting impact. I believe in lasting results. I believe in creating impact, and not necessarily competition or comparison. Many students don't know how to use AI because so guys, let me tell you a story. There was this particular assignment we were given, and it was on pharmacology, by the way, and we were asked to write about the evaluation of analgesic activities of different substances such as morphine, aspirin, stuff like that, opioid and non-opioid analgesics, painkillers and the likes. And this particular person used AI for his work because you can see clearly all the asterisk sign. The particular person copied and pasted it to the Word document to be printed and also paraband or so. And you can also see by the end of the sentence that the person left the AI, response. If you want more, we can. And I was so shocked. I was like, in 2026, some students still don't know how to use AI. They don't know how to maximize AI for their academic work. Now, AI is not a bane to academics, it's not a bane to academic effort like some people think. But I guess that the reason why the millennials or examiners or lecturers of today are actually very concerned for our generation is because of the over dependence on AI. Our work lack originality. There's no originality to our work. And I wrote in Best in Academia. I went into further details about the right use of AI. There is the right use of AI, and you need to learn how to use AI rightly as a student, whether you're doing your master's, your PhD, or you're using AI for your research. Guys, get best in academia. Get best in academia. Whether you're a student, you are doing your master's, you're writing your PhD, you have graduated already. As far as you are in this academic field, as far as you are still connected to any form of academia as possible, you need to read this book, Best in Academia. What nobody will tell you about being the best in your academics, being the best of you in your academics. Get best in academia, guys.